Hi, I'm Paco. Hi, I'm Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Bad. We're going to be doing my March TBR, and it's time for my me to pull my names from my TBR jar. So we have my Fairy Loot jar, and then my TBR prompt jar. So let's see what we get. We pull 5 from here, and 2 from here. I've been having a really tough February, so reading-wise. So let's hope that I get some good prompts, because who needs it? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do you and you. Okay, let's see what we got, shall we? So the first TBR prompt says, read a sequel. Okay, I like that. Read a sequel. The second, a book with one-word title. Okay. Then we have, a TBR jar book. So that will be another Fairy Loot book pick from here. Fun, a retelling. I don't know if you guys could read that, but a retelling. And then last, we have a book with demons. Okay. So let's see what the first 2 Fairy Loot books are, and then we'll pull our third one. Okay. The Wren in the Holly Library. So I'm going to tell Helen we are going to buddy read that, because we were going to buddy read that. And then, okay, Sorcery and Some Wild Magics is also being read, so that'll be fun. Okay, let's get our last Fairy Loot prompt jar is. Okay, The Scarlet Alchemist. That is not a bad TBR. I like that. Okay, I will be back with you guys when I pick out the books. And now we're back. If you notice anything about my face, it's acting up, so don't say anything or you're hateful and we can fight. But let's get to the books we're going to read in the month of March. So it took me a minute to find them out, but we got them. So the first couple books are some book club books. So the 3 book clubs I'm in. For the book club I'm in with the library, I will be reading The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This is a YA fantasy about a mortal girl who I believe is in the marriage market and goes to the Queen of Fairies, the Queen of the Fairy, for help, or she has this challenge or something, and it all has to do with the marriage market. So I'm interested to read this. I know this is also the Fairy Loot pick for February. YA, which I'll be getting, I just haven't gotten yet, and I want to physically read this. So this is one of the books I'll be reading this month, in March. So this book is not a book for a book club. I'm not reading this particular book for it, but the sequel is going to be read in a couple months, and I want to read this because they've read this book in this book club before as a previous pick, and I wasn't a part of it then, and so I'm reading it now. And that is going to be This Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is a murder mystery set in a fantasy world, and I heard it's like Attack on Titan vibes and things like that, so I'm very excited to read this. So that's 2 books. So the last book club book I have is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. This is a book I'm reading with Princess, Helen, Jen, Lynn, and Riley, or Riel. Alright, my mind's blanking on a name. It is late. But we are pretty much reading this as a group. We read January Cruel Thirst. In February, we read Sorceress Comes to Call, which they've all been bangers. So this is Princess's pick. This is the start of a new trilogy, even though this is a finished series. Start of a trilogy, and I know that it takes place in a Venice, I believe. I want to say it's a Venice-inspired, like, world or kingdom, and I'm very interested in reading it. It's an epic, like, political fantasy, so very dense, and I'm very intrigued in getting to this one. So the next book is a book I do not have, and that is going to be Oathbound. So one of my prompts was to read a book with a one-word title, and we got Oathbound. So this is the next book in the Legendborn saga by Tracy Deonn. If you don't know Legendborn, it is about a girl, Bree, who goes to this college-like school and witnesses some mysterious shit. She digs deeper, and she kind of figures out, like, some Arthurian legend stuff. It's all I really want to get into, so I don't want to spoil the series. This is the third book. I'm very excited for it. So the next is a retelling. And for that, I'll be reading Salvation by Sandra Proudman. This is an arc I got. And this is a Latinx-inspired by El Dorado, where one girl becomes a masked heroine to stop a man from destroying her town with stolen powerful magic if she doesn't fall in love with a boy in his company first. So I'm very excited to read it. It's a Legend of Zorro retelling. Okay. The next book we have is A Monsoon Rising by Tia Gunsman. This is a prompt for a book that is a sequel. And this is the sequel to Hurricane War, which is about two characters that are on opposite sides of a war. One uses light magic, one uses dark magic, and shit happens. I don't really want to get into spoilers for it. This is a sequel. It is a Raylo-inspired book. So I am very excited to get to it. And then the next prompt was to do a book from my TBR jar, which I use my Fairy Loot TBR jar. And so I pulled The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Baker. And I don't know much about this book. So it seems that a royal alchemist has to make a potion or something like that of immortality, I think, for an emperor. I think this is a finished duology, and so I am very excited to get to this. Like I said, I'm hoping to knock out a lot of Fairy Loot books. So the next book prompt we got was a book with demons, and for that we are going to be doing Throne of Secrets by Carrie Malco Falco. This is a part of her Prince of Sin series, which is a spin-off from the Kingdom of the Wicked, but it's about, basically each book is about one of the 7 deadly sins, princes of sin, and they find love. This is the third book, or second book in this series, but it's about the third brother, because the first trilogy was about one brother, which was Wrath. The second one's about Envy. This one, I believe, is Sloth, or Gluttony. No, this book is about Gluttony. So, and his love interest, I believe, is a demon, because he's a Prince of Sin, fallen angel, but his love interest is a demon in his court. So I am excited to get to this. I guess it's a Frozen aesthetic, so we shall see. And now for the books that were a part of my Fairy Loot pools, I will be reading a Sorcery and Small Magic, which is an Achillean romance book about a two magicians who are, like, bound together because of a curse, and they have to try to break it. And that's all I really know about it, and that's all I really want to know. I'm very excited to get to this. Will this maybe be my first read of the month? We'll see. I shouldn't. I should knock out this big bitch. But I really want to listen to this. And the last book I have on this list is The Wren in the Library, which was another one of my Fairy Loot picks. And this is, I think, a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's about a thief. She, like, breaks into this library, not knowing that it's owned by a monster, and he's like, you are stuck with me now. So it's all I really know about it. I'm going to be reading this with Helen. So very excited to get to this in beautiful Fairy Loot edition. So that is what I'm reading in March. I think I'm really excited for this arc. I am also, like, high-key excited to get to the sequels I'll be reading this month. And, of course, Oathbound, one of my most anticipated releases of the year. So, yeah, what are you guys reading this month? And hopefully I'll be posting a lot of videos in March. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!